Welcome back. You're with me, Sonali Krishna, and this is Brand Equity. An industry luminary, a celebrated and awarded leader, and the champion of DDB's defining values, creativity and humanity. In his 32-year career at DDB, he created some of the most iconic, talked about and awarded creative work in the world. Meet Bob Scarpelli. You're a man who's clearly in a tough position, considering you're leading DDB at a time when, of course, the economy is so crippled and, it's impacting agencies left, right and center. How are you coping with that? And, how is it from going from big clients and big budgets to big clients with shoestring budgets?
As a communications company, what do we have? We don't have inventory, we don't have rooms full of stuff, we have people, people with ideas. And I think I've always felt that every day we ask our people to do maybe one of the most difficult things it is to do in the world is have an original idea. And, there's less time, there's less, some of them have cut back, they've cut back in certain areas. It hasn't been as draconian as we thought or we believed. Someone said to me today, holding steady is the new growth, which is sort of true. It's sort of true. I can't say that we're growing tremendously, but we're doing okay. We're holding our own.
DDB worldwide is one of the most creative and most rewarded agencies in the world. However, that doesn't seem to be translating, with its Asian counterpart. Why is that so, and what's the plan?
Well, I will say that in the past, we might not have made the commitment to it that we should have, but we're making much more of a commitment to Asia now. Now, if you say Asia Pacific, we're very strong in Australia from a creative standpoint. We're very strong in New Zealand from a creative standpoint, Agency of the Year. We're getting better in China, but we're still relatively small in China.
Bob, DDB changed its executive creative director, a few months ago, bang in the middle of recession. Why was that?
We just felt we had stalled in New York. We made a great comeback, we felt, and we just sort of stalled. The work we didn't feel was as good as it needed to be. We weren't winning new business as much as we felt we needed to be. And we just felt we needed sort of a breath of fresh air. And it was sort of a mutual agreement among all of us. And the opportunity to bring in Eric Silver came up and we went for it. Eric's one of the most talented people in the business.
DDB is known for its creativity in the traditional space, but I think the march towards a new age creativity, I think has pretty much been stolen by Crispin Porter and Bukowski. So how is DDB going to be catching up with Crispin?
That's a good question. I mean, I'm not sure we're not all that interested in catching up to Crispin. I admire Alex and the guys, they're friends of mine, and I admire what they do. We look at it, we have one of the best digital companies in the world, Tribal DDB. It was named Network of the Year last year, not just Interactive Network of the Year, just Network of the Year. DDB, you could say, was the most influential agency in the last century, if you go back to Bill Bernbach. And, one of our goals is to be one of the most influential agencies in this century. And, we're making the steps to get there.
DDB India is not a name.
Yes, correct.
Increasingly, a lot of international agencies have come and set shop in India on their own, as their own independent identity. Is there a plan for DDB to do that? And if so, when?
That's a complicated question. Well, we've had a strong partnership with the Mudra for, I think it's 20 years now, something like that. And as you pointed out earlier, I helped Madhukar recruit Bobby to be our creative director there, and we hope that it will grow and grow stronger and gain clients over the years. But yeah, I mean, we want to increase the DDB presence in partnership with Mudra. It would have been much more difficult to start from scratch for us, is the way we looked at it.
But I mean, are you rethinking your strategy on this one?
Are we rethinking it? I think we're adjusting it.
How?
Well, it's evolving. It's evolving. It's really too soon to talk about anything yet, but I think, it's evolving. I will say that.
Great meeting you, Bob.
Thank you.
From the worldwide view, let's come back closer to home and out of the ordinary. The normally vociferous Rediffusion Y&R Group CEO Mahesh Chauhan has been caught red-handed doing something he called the worst practice in the advertising world with one of its biggest clients. Samriti Grover brings you the details.
Naughty indeed. And I don't think anyone in Rediffusion YNR would have expected the trouble their naughty boys would get into. What looks like a Colgate commercial is actually a film that the client told Brand Equity it never commissioned. Now, according to Rediffusion, this was a scratch film which they had made in December that was rejected by the client. And apparently someone working on the ad uploaded the video to a little space called the internet and apparently thought that no one would find out about their little scam. Note that the ad was uploaded just in time to meet the deadline for Goa Fest entries, where the ad was entered and pulled only once Colgate came to know about it. What is even more embarrassing, that a certain naughty boy waxed eloquent on this show on how damaging scam ads are to the industry.
You're not talking about scam, you're talking about the respect for the industry which is getting diluted every year when scams are released. Nobody cares about these awards. The clients laugh on your face when you talk about an award-winning agency. It's a joke.
And they almost got away with it.
3 cheers to all of us here.
Next time though, just remember, you may think it's groundbreaking creative work, but if the client doesn't like it, they certainly won't want people seeing it.
Naughty hands, huh? Well, it's time to get commercial, but don't go away because O&M Chairman Piyush Pandey is waiting for you on the other side.